it is perplexing because my understanding is Chris Paul pushed for this. So if Chris Paul is pushing for it, Stephen A., is it possible that it took LeBron James unawares? I don't think so. You would think that if Chris Paul is pushing for it, it would be on LeBron James's radar, but I guess we'll find out about that. When I heard De'Aaron Fox's comments, I'm like, calm down. It's stupid to have an all-star game, play the all-star game. But such is LeBron James' status in the sport that when he starts complaining, I start thinking, wait a minute. He practically speaks for the players. You hear players on other teams saying, if LeBron does something. And what's interesting to me here is the NBA and the players union have really shown the rest of the sports world what cooperation looks like through this entire pandemic. They've been really good partners. So when LeBron airs this grievance publicly, he's saying, short off season, compact season. We were told we were going to get 5 games off in the middle, and now all of a sudden that's taken away. It sounds like it surprised him. And what I'm interested in finding out is that possible? Is that what happened? Because his relationship with Chris Paul has been such that if Chris Paul is indeed, as I've heard, one of the forces behind the All-Star game being played, were he and LeBron at odds behind closed doors? And this is how LeBron's responding? I think more reporting has to come out, on this topic.
Well, I will say this. Where the NBA, if he's absent, and it appears he is, the NBA doesn't have a leg to stand on in one respect. If you told them there wasn't going to be an All-Star game, and now you've changed your mind.
Unilaterally.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
But it seems like if Chris Paul's pushing for it, the NBA's perception is this is not unilateral. Our partners want to do this.
That's fair. That's fair. You're right. And that's something that, I got to ask Chris Paul about that because that's an answer. That's an answer that we all need to know. Because, again, if LeBron doesn't know about it, that doesn't make any sense. Or if LeBron did know about it and he's just in staunch disagreement with Chris Paul and Chris Paul is moving forward anyway, and all of this is at the behest of Chris Paul because obviously HBCUs are incredibly important to him. And in the interest of full disclosure, myself as well, Chris Paul and I are collaborating on a project in regards to HBCUs. I mean, both of us are executive producing a project. It's coming up in a couple of weeks or so. So definitely, I'm sensitive to that. I understand it. I completely support anything that's going to help.
What's the project? Can you talk about
it? Why Not Us? It's a project that's going to we're going to focus on a basketball program at North Carolina Central University. And Coach Moten is a fabulous coach and a great statesman for the game of basketball. But we're just going to highlight some of the challenges that take place in an HBCU program. And it's going to be airing later this month. It's going to be several episodes to it, like 6 or 7 different episodes. And so we're looking forward to doing that. And both of us are executive producers on that project. I would just tell you that those things are incredibly important, and I applaud if that's the agenda, obviously to garner interest or what have you in HBCUs and COVID-19 relief. But in the same breath that I say that, LeBron disagreeing with him is one thing. LeBron being blindsided by something is an entirely different matter. And if neither is the truth, and this is really about something that the NBA wants, and it's inconsistent with what the NBA initially told them before the season started, then you can understand where LeBron is coming from. And that's what appears to be the case.
The reason
I don't know because I haven't spoken to anybody about it.
More reporting,
right?
Is that De'Aaron Fox, and you pointed it out, is one case. Very different from LeBron. De'Aaron Fox is a young star who does not play deep into the season. Once the season's over, he's going home, right? And if he does get to the playoffs, he ain't going to last for long. So that part of the players' union, because not everyone in the players' union has the exact same interest. They're not a monolith. People have different interests depending on where they are in their career. But a guy like De'Aaron Fox says, I don't want this. And a dude on the opposite end of the spectrum, LeBron, who's been around forever and plays deep into the playoffs every year, also doesn't want it. That suggests, at least on the surface, that the union, that various members of the union with different interests didn't want it, and there may be a schism in the union about that issue.
Yeah. And we don't know. And like I said, I haven't spoken to, so this is one of those rare occasions when it comes to the NBA. I don't know any more than you because I haven't spoken to anybody about this as of yet because I just saw the sound from LeBron last night. I didn't call anybody this morning, so I don't know about it. But all of those things are legitimate questions.
Only thing I've heard is that Chris Paul was pushing for this.
Yeah, I didn't know. I don't know that. I will talk to Chris Paul eventually. I will ask him about that because that's something we all need to know because it will really, really define, whether LeBron is right or wrong on this matter in terms of how things were handled, in terms of the information that he's received and the timing upon which he received those nuggets of information. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.